You know, I just get so frustrated because these algorithms are enough to drive people like me crazy. And look, I understand. I love technology. It's made my job easier, a little more complicated because I have to do a lot more social media stuff. And my children have all the bells and whistles, and they utilize them when they needed to. But we also have, as a parents, we have to look at the big picture. There's got to be less screen time at home and more activity as well. So this would be a great way to kind of wean them off those phones and to get them engaged in actual physical activity, exercising, going out, doing stuff, being around people and actually communicating. So this could go a long way to help their socialized and people skills outside of the classroom, right?
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, one of the biggest issues that we're hearing from employers about this generation is that they lack the social soft skills coming out of college and entering the workforce. And that's a direct correlation to the fact that they're constantly just looking at their phones, and they're not socializing with their fellow students. They're not going outside and playing and getting the socialization that we got as we were growing up.
All right. Now, the reason you're here, and this is another aspect of public education, and I'm a big fan, but some of the things we're losing, the arts, the choir, the band, all of this stuff, having that springtime play, a lot of that stuff is disappearing, and that's why schools like Lincoln Park and Midland are doing so well. But the other thing is shop class. You know, I went to wood class, metal class, building things, creating things with your hands, to where these young people who really want to do it have an opportunity other than just VOTech to have regular classes. So when they get out, they can get the diploma and go to the Carpenters Union and get a job, an electrician, a plumber. And then we'll have the skill set. And as I was thinking, how is it that it's been 40 plus years since we started to lose the manufacturing base, that we don't have anybody building or making things with their hands? This should be as natural as it was when your dad said, hold the flashlight for me back in the day. And many of them would be going, you remember doing that, don't you? Going right back in.
Oh, yeah, and I couldn't do it right.
Me neither. But then you'd go right into the Carpenters Union. They're just waiting for young men and women to come there and start pounding nails and making a living that gives them a great pension, health care, and an hourly wage that makes life affordable for them. Why do we not have a feeder system for the Carpenters Union?
Absolutely. I don't know. I keep telling students all the time that they really need to start looking at the trades as a future career path. These are great paying jobs, and they're going to pay you a living wage while you are an apprentice, while you are sitting in a classroom and learning. And you're going to get a living wage, and you're also going to get full benefits as well. And your pension is going to start from the time that you enter that classroom. So it is a great career path. It's going to be in the six figures here pretty soon, and students should start looking at that.
All right, a couple of more things. We'll let you go. State Senator Devlin Robinson. The budget impasse. I know it's sickening and it's a broken record. It's Groundhog Day after day after day. Just give me some of your latest thoughts about it.
Well, today the Senate Republicans have passed a budget, $47.9 billion. And that is going to cover all, if not most, if not all, of the state's debt and responsibilities. So we're going to fund our school districts. We're going to fund a lot of programs that are reliant on state government. And we're also going to fund the state employees' pension system as well, so that nobody is going to see any type of hiccup in their paychecks or in their pensions. We can also come back and continue to negotiate throughout the rest of the year if there's still more in the budget that other members are looking for. So this isn't, the be-all and end-all, but it's a good first step, and I think that the House should pass it.
Listen, you don't have any say in that government shutdown, but you do have constituents that are going to be affected by it, jobs being lost, but also that SNAP program, 2 million Pennsylvanians could suffer. Boy, you kind of like me, we're citizens, and we can't really do anything. Our hands are tied. But, look, the president has said, look, I'll just open the government. I'll talk about the Affordable Care Act and the big, beautiful bill in health care, but we got to get the government open. Why are the Democrats playing such hardball on this when people are suffering? And if it comes November time and SNAP goes away, people are going to be reeling.
Yeah, I don't know why people like to play politics with other people's lives. I don't support that. As the president said, if we just fund the government and we continue operations, and then we can come back and start talking about other programs, they should be able to do that.
I got to ask you one more thing, and this is not lighthearted, but it's just something that piqued my interest. So Netflix has this new series out called Boots about a young man who enters the Marine Corps. And I was thinking of you and thinking of John Banaszak and the late Jim Roddy, all my friends, my uncle a Marine. I got to ask you, what was it like when you arrived at Parris Island? Come on, give me a couple of minutes. What was it like?
I just remember, I was on the bus. It was very dark, and I remember the drill instructor coming on, and that's where it started. You got a moment's peace, and then the drill instructor came on, and you had to run out and get on those yellow footprints. And
so that actually happened. That actually happens. That actually.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Go ahead. So what else happened after that?
Yeah, you called home. You just told your parents, "Hey, I made it. I'm safe, and I'll talk to you in 3 months." and they shaved your head.
What was that like? Obviously, with that head of hair of yours, so they had a good time. But, I mean, was it surreal that you were actually there?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but, my grandfather was on Guadalcanal in World War II.
I didn't know that.
He joined after Pearl Harbor. My father was a Marine during Vietnam. And so I felt that I was continuing a tradition, a family tradition. So I was looking forward to it. I was a little apprehensive, but I was really ready to be a Marine. I was really ready to carry that torch. And it was the best thing I've ever done.
Listen, I've known a lot of people from every branch of the armed forces, and obviously birthdays have been celebrated like the U.S. Navy, and the Marine celebrates theirs every year. Anybody that I've ever known who's been in the Marine Corps, they have a buttoned-up life more times than not, and all you need to do is to look into their closet where everything is like strategically in place. So that stuff that you learned really was transformational for you, right? I mean, look what you're doing today. Who would have ever thought, right?
Absolutely. The Marine Corps, it taught you how to present yourself. I mean, the way you can always tell a Marine is that they have, we call it a gig line, the military alignment, where the pleats in your shirt, line up with your belt buckle and your pants. Everything comes together. There's attention to detail, in every aspect of your life.
Listen, my dad, who was in the Navy, I mean, he would shine his shoes every week. I mean, this is up until his death. Clothes lined up, brown pair of pants, black pair of pants, getting the iron out. And honestly, it's a good thing. And I've often said, if you want to straighten out this country, maybe we should have some sort of mandatory service again for young people. It's been transformational for so many people in my life that I have met, and they all credit it to their time in the military. Thanks for doing that for me. I was just curious, and hopefully I'll get a chance to watch Boots, which is now trending on Netflix. State Senator Devlin Robinson, always an honor to have you here, sir, and thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks, Rob.